Too.
Welcome to episode 251 of the Reptile Gumbo podcast. Timothy's in the chat. Hey, Timothy, we go shoot a message on the Discord and tell everybody we're live.
So that you don't have to.
I can't multitask, but it's just us tonight. I am going to reach out to a bunch. I did ask all our listeners, like, who would you like to have on? And I'm just using them so I don't have to do the footwork to find people. And so,
I mean, they're the ones that are listening to this crazy podcast, so they can recommend some.
The problem is some of them they recommend.
Free for them. The least they could do is give us some ideas for who we're gonna have.
Well, the problem is they recommend some people, and I've tried to reach out to some people. Some people just are like near impossible to get hold of.
Ask them, hey, do you know this person?
Well, no, they're usually they're naming like people like they've seen like on YouTube or on other things.
Oh.
Some of them are just hard to get hold of. Oh, old C Anal side went ahead and said we're live in the chat. Thanks.
That's funny. I just realized how asleep I look.
Your eyes are open, so that's awake.
I just crawled out of bed 5 minutes ago. I have something on the side of my scalp above my ear. I don't know if it's a bite. I don't know if it's a sore. I don't know what it is.
Look, it's a little red tegu.
But my glasses sit on it. So the only way it doesn't hurt is if I don't have my glasses on. Well, if you know me and I take my glasses off, I can't see past my nose. So I just said, screw it. And when I got home from school, I just laid down because it was the only way I could take my glasses off. That's a cool color.
Look, I did it with a negative. You probably can't see it really well, but
put a light in it.
So I have these color changing tea lights that I bought, and it fits right in there, and the whole thing glows to changes colors.
Fuck yeah, that's gonna look awesome.
That's cool.
Yeah. That reminds me, I need to order some more clear.
I ordered a
skull that I can drink out of.
Okay.
Like for tomorrow.
Oh no.
I wonder if we have one in the garage.
I ordered 17 rolls of filament today.
It's a lot of filament, man.
Yes.
Tomorrow is anything but a cup day. I need something really random to drink. Oh, do we have like another guinea pig water bottle that hasn't been used around here?
No.
That would be freaking hilarious to drink out of tomorrow.
You should have just gone to Dollar General and bought you a cheap.
I didn't think about that.
Guess you should have thought better.
One of my coworkers has purposefully washed out a Windex bottle, and he's going to put blue Gatorade in it. And that's what he's gonna drink tomorrow. I'm like, one of these dumbass kids is gonna go home and drink Windex because of you. And he goes, natural selection.
Definitely.
Yes.
Oh Lord.
Like, I saw Mr. Lewis do it. It means we can do it.
I think another teacher has a hand sanitizer bottle. I do know one is running a Clorox container through the dishwasher, so she can use that. I'm like, oh, all these kids are going to be like, our teachers drink out of cleaning supplies.
Our teachers drink. Oh, so it's just us today. Let's just do a sponsor stuff real quick. This won't be a long one. Robert's got a 3D printer behind him to get set up now that he has air conditioning.
Yeah, it's been brutal. And I know it sounds weird in February, especially to you people up north, but it's been in the low 80s the last couple of days. And
I know.
It was 78 in my apartment last night. I keep it at 65 in here at night. I
actually got hot at recess today. It was unacceptable.
Well, that's after having a week in the like 20s.
I know.
So, yeah, because it was like a low of 24 or something last week.
Yeah, but whether the wind chill that night was 17.
Yeah.
The wind chill at school when my kids were showing up was 18, 19.
No, last Friday we did inventory and I was out in the warehouse almost all day and I was frozen.
Yeah.
Because it was like 30 on Friday.
And it was 82 in my car when I got in my car today.
James and I got up Saturday morning in Dallas and the retention pond next to our hotel was completely frozen over.
It was ice.
Yeah.
There was ice.
And my jacket was hanging right here where it's still hanging.
In Houston.
In Houston.
Seattle side. Let's see. Seattle side. Darren's north too. He's in New Jersey. Do either one of you not have air conditioning? I'm curious as to how many people, because I know that's not a thing in some northern places, and I don't think northern people understand how vitally important air
A
conditioning is.
lot
to
of my
South.
relatives in New York do not have central air conditioning in their house.
Well, so you know
they have window units because of the heat wave they had a couple years ago.
There's always the saying like the best thing since sliced bread. Fuck sliced bread. Air conditioning beats that by miles.
I used that in class today. The best thing since sliced bread.
No, you find me something better than air conditioning.
That is true.
I'm telling you, it doesn't exist. All right, let's do our sponsors. Go, Katie. Or not. Go, Katie.
Little Shop of Horrors operates a commercial feeder breeder facility based out of San Antonio, Texas, and specializes in rats, mice, dubia roaches, Madagascar hissing cockroaches, and more. As feeder breeders, they focus on the nutritional needs of the animals that consume them. Nationwide shipping is available on live insects, and for frozen rodent shipments, reach out to check availability in your area. If you're looking to place an order, feel free to contact them through any of their social media pages at Lil's Shop of Horrors or email them via their inquiries page at lilsshopofhorrors.com.
Sorry, I was smashing a fruit fly.
Oh, there's a mosquito hawk over there.
Yeah, it's like a fucking...
Because it's 80 degrees outside and there's mosquito hawks everywhere.
Also, fruit flies. Goddamn fruit flies. Or gnat, whatever the hell they are. They're huge, though. These are bigger than regular fruit flies.
They're not out of the crickets.
No, I don't know where they're from.
I don't either.
I got nothing. Oh, anyways. Yes, check out our friends over at... so I was trying to... Can't multitask.
Our Canadian people have air conditioning, James. Don't worry. They're on the same thought wave as you. You're too large to not have air conditioning.
I know some people in the north don't have it. It's fucking weird. I don't get it. I run air conditioning in the winter also. So
it's because they get up to in the 90s in the summer. It's places out west where it's really dry. Like when I lived in San Diego, we didn't have air conditioning, and there was maybe like 3 or 4 days out of the year where you're like, kind of wish we have air conditioning, but they have. If it's going to be humid like it is up north, you're going to need air conditioning.
Darren said his HVAC unit went out this summer. It cost him $1,800 to replace it. Had to get a home improvement loan.
That says 18,000.
18,000. My bad. 18,000 to replace it. Had to get a home improvement loan to do that.
I haven't turned my heater on yet this winter. Even when it was snowing, I had the air conditioner on.
We did only because like downstairs it got cold and the alligator downstairs.
Downstairs it got cold to the point that I was concerned for KP's well-being. Like
we put a quilt over the window.
Wall. We added an extra heat light to his cage.
Well, I'm in an apartment that's, a rectangle, and it's like a hotel for people who obviously have never been here like you guys have. So my apartment's more like a hotel where you secured parking underground, and then you take an elevator up and you're inside. You never go outside. And my unit is on the inside facing the pool area. So I'm just guessing that it's so well insulated. And I'm on the 3rd floor of 6 floors. So
right. You're like right in the middle of the building.
Well, and everybody else's heat.
Yeah.
You get a benefit from everybody else's.
I mean, literally on the day that it snowed, I had the air conditioner on and had to turn it down at one point because it got too warm in here.
No, we had to have heat on the day it snowed. It got cool. All right.
I mean,
sponsors real quick.
2 days ago when it was in the 40s, I had all 4 windows open and it was still too fucking hot in here. It was weird. All right, go ahead.
So yeah, check out Lil Shop of Horrors. Also, if you need any LED UVB light bulbs, go check out Viv Tech Products and use code Gumbo22. I almost forgot. Yeah, save 15%. Oh, excuse me. Go check out Viv Tech Products. If you haven't bought a Viv Tech bulb yet, you don't love your animals. I don't know what to tell you. Go buy a bulb. Also, Herp Reptile shows. Let's check out the Herp Reptile shows that are coming up. I'd say near you, but only like a handful of people that listen are actually near us. But we got some coming up. Got Baton Rouge coming up March 1st, March 2nd. So if you're around Louisiana, Mississippi area, come on over to Baton Rouge, which is not in Baton Rouge. It's in Gonzales. Just throwing that out there. Bryan College Station, Texas is March 8th, March 9th. Rosenberg, Texas, which won't be yet, is March 15th, March 16th. Slidell, Louisiana, April 5th, April 6th. Belton, Texas, April 26th, April 27th. West Monroe, Louisiana, May 3rd, May 4th. Too fucking far north, still not going to Stillwater, Oklahoma, May 31st, June 1st. And then Denison, Texas, which I saw a sign for it this past weekend, June 7th, June 8th.
That's funny.
I know the general area of where Denison, Texas is now located.
Good job.
Yes, we got all those bunches. Yeah, Robert and I went to Irving,
Yes.
which is Dallas. It's just fucking Dallas. I don't know. Like, I know they say Houston is the third largest city in the country, and I don't know when they consider Dallas if they're not. I guess they're just counting Dallas, and they're not counting Dallas like DFW as a city, because it seems like DFW would be bigger than us. What are your thoughts, Art?
No. It takes. I've driven all over Dallas, and it takes a lot longer to get across Houston than it does even to get across Dallas Fort Worth.
Really?
Yeah.
Just always think, like, if you included Dallas, Arlington, and Fort Worth.
Well, that's all. That's Dallas Fort Worth because
it's
kind
in between.
Let's see.
But we went up there and we did an oddity show this weekend. It was fun. We sold a lot of 3D print. It was a really good show.
You did have a good time. So good, in fact, that your very clingy wife sent you the saddest story known to man.
Not that sad.
Because she was afraid that you had died.
I think you meant annoying.
Robert messaged her back.
Your husband was busy.
But you could have just said, okay, I just needed proof of life.
You got Life 360. You can see where I'm at.
I saw where your phone was. It doesn't mean you're alive.
It's at the venue, I'm alive. Unless someone was selling me as one of the dead oddities.
Tell me good morning.
Because you said you were sleeping in. And so I didn't want to send you a text. Good morning.
I texted you like 12 times throughout the day, Jay.
Get over yourself.
No.
We've been together too long.
It had been almost 24 hours since I had spoken to you.
And it was a peaceful 24 hours.
And you came home to a gutted and clean bathroom, closet, and bedroom.
Yeah, as long as you don't look at the living room, it looks great.
That'll be done tonight because my parents will be here tomorrow.
Well, there's about 7 million cookies down there.
Well, the Girl Scout cookies are still
James
here.
and I kind of did a cannonball run. We left. He picked me up here at my apartment in Houston at 6:15. We drove back south to Clear Lake,
direction.
30 minutes the opposite direction to drop my dog off with my mom, and then drove for a little over 4 hours to Irving, which really we stopped at both Buc-ee's that you pass on the way.
Yes.
And we finally got to bed at about 1.
Yeah.
And then my alarm went off at 5:30 to get up and get ready. And
then that show lasted till 7.
Yeah, we went and had Waffle House, and then went to the show and set up. And the show is from 10 to 7. And then we were back in the truck by his car by 6:30. And I finally he dropped me off here about 12:45.
Yeah, I was dead the next day.
Yeah,
You slept. I let you sleep most of the day.
Yeah, dead.
I slept until 8:30. Man, that's like so late for me.
Crazy late for you.
Yes, that's like 3 hours late for me. And I didn't do shit. I went and got Sheldon at like 11:45, and then came home and took a nap. But yeah, it was fun. We did really well. We both. Sheldon, what do you have?
Wait for Sheldon to tell you. Well, what it is I've got
He has a GFE patch in his mouth that I made for a hat, and I don't know how he has it. Let me go get it.
That's hilarious.
Oh.
So I actually have stuff to talk about.
I have stuff to talk about.
Oh, cool.
Are you on first?
Well, you said we were talking tonight. So I was like, well, let me find something to talk about. I have a really cool article that was shared in the Reptiles.
All right, we'll get to smart stuff in a minute.
Okay, fine.
Hey, it's Robbie.
I'd say, Robbie made me think about it. I'm doing a show this weekend, like 30 minutes from the house. It's the first time Reptile show, and Robbie's going to be there.
Oh, cool. We should do dinner afterwards. We should get Robbie, and we should do dinner afterwards. I haven't seen Robbie in forever.
The show over?
5?
Oh, I can't do dinner. We have a booth sale Saturday night from 6 to 8.
Well, the problem is I did email them or message them, and they have not messaged me back because I didn't expect them to. They put out the map for our tables, and I'm right next to someone else who sells boas. It's just our 3 tables in the corner of this venue. I have 2 of them, and they have 1, and we literally both sell boas.
Maybe they did that on purpose so people don't have to walk around.
Yeah, but that's not really good for either one of us.
Be better. I don't know what to tell you.
I don't know.
But what about all the ball python people that are always right next to
they're
each
not
other?
real people, and they don't count.
But that's completely invalid.
It's not invalid. They chose to have.
They can set their show up however they want, and they want to put the boa people together.
Well, I also have 3D printed stuff. So if anybody's in the is it Lake City, Lake City, Clear Lake. That's
Clear Lake, yeah.
Clear Lake.
I'll have a small amount of stuff for you.
Yeah.
I haven't printed shit this weekend and sold everything last weekend, so
I've been printing.
He's been printing
nonstop.
Well, people who don't know about 3D printers, the bed heats up in order to adhere the print to it. So, not having air conditioning all week, I did not want to have my 3D printers running because they create a lot of heat.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I've been nonstop printing. I've had a couple of things that messed up that now I had to put. I need to put brims. Anyways, that's technical stuff. But
yeah, but I got some cool stuff to put in my treasure box because it messed up.
You get all the mess up,
and my kids don't care at all.
Nope, I don't. I'd be putting that on my table for in a dollar bin.
Robbie, I know. Anyways, so yeah, there's that show. It's the Critters. I don't want to say it right. It's Critters. Hold on.
I don't know. I just sent it to you because I thought you might be interested.
I was interested. It's Critters Reptile Expo and Market in
Clear
Lake. Yeah.
Which is where my king cake person is. So I may get you to pick up the king cakes.
At what time?
I don't know.
I'm going to be there till 5. And then I'm going to go eat dinner.
Fair point. Maybe I'll go Sunday.
And
I don't know.
Jeff said it used to be a crappy move to put vendors with the same goods and species next to one another. A good show would ask. They did ask. That's what's crazy. They did ask, and they put out a post like of all the types of animals they're going to have at the show, based off what people said. And that's why I know that what they're that person also posted, and they have boas. I'm like,
well, it
could have come down to.
It feels like to me this might be a novice putting on this show, like somebody who's maybe never even vended a reptile show. Like I think it might actually be like the community center there that's putting it on.
So they may not know. In their mind, like at a craft show, you put all like items together.
Yeah.
So I'm interested to see now that Robert has said that, because I didn't know it was like a community center that's putting on the show. So that makes me think that they're running this like you would any other expo where you would put like items together. In a reptile expo, that doesn't really work well.
Oh, so she used to vend herps, but this is her first show that she's doing, putting on herself.
Yeah, but vending another show and
different.
running your own.
Well, that's one thing I do.
Totally different thing.
So that was one of the things I asked folks for topics to talk about tonight, and that was one of the ones someone mentioned that I wanted to bring up. Can we do that and then we get to your thing a little bit?
Yeah, no, that's fine. You always fuss that I never contribute, so I made sure I had something to contribute.
Well, we will get to that, I promise. So Todd, who may be vending the show this weekend,
he is.
Sweet, Todd will be there too. With his, he won't be there with his 700 kids, but he has 700 kids. Or 5 or 4. I don't know. After 1, it's too many. Todd said, what makes a good reptile show? Not from the sellers or vendors' point of view, but from the customer and the kids. Should more reptile shows be family and kid friendly? And I thought about that today because that got posted earlier, and I thought about that all day. And when people become vendors after a while, I think they forget what it was like to be a customer sometimes. And so like, I love our buddy Paul, but like Paul's response here, he says people already bring their kids, especially on rainy days. It's like a day at the zoo, and I can hear Paul saying it, and I know the way he means it, and I get it, Paul. I get it, but the more eyes and bodies you have in a show, those people that come to there for a zoo, I've sold many.
Well, and I'm interrupting you here because I also feel like it doesn't help us out in the moment, but one of those kids that comes in could be the next big breeder or the next big researcher, or it could spark that interest for that one kid.
Well, and I've sold lots of like Sambos and stuff, especially to parents bringing their kid to a show, not expecting to buy anything. Which can also be dangerous because let's face it, people will come and they'll impulse buy. We've seen people impulse buy like a fucking iguana or chameleon, and that's always horrible. But yeah, there are a lot of people that bring the kids as a zoo, but I think the more bodies and more eyes in a place, the better. But I think things that would make it better. So I'll give you my little list of what I think would make good.
Do you see who just commented?
I did. Hey, Chris.
Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off, but I was just thinking about
He's
Chris
been
earlier.
busy.
Yeah.
I don't listen to podcasts anymore. My problem. The first podcast I listened to in forever was on our way to Dallas, and that was because our buddy Jason Miller-Radovich was on a podcast. And then he mentioned our podcast on that podcast, so that was kind of cool. Robert heard that in between his sleepings.
Yes, I did.
Robbie got into reef tanks. That's too expensive shit. I can't do that. That's
Yeah, I remember helping Robbie move a giant fucking fish tank in his garage that weighed like 94,000 pounds.
but Robbie, get with me this weekend. I would really like to get into printing stuff for reef tanks, like little frag holders and some of that stuff. And I need somebody who can test things out and maybe get with me this weekend. And Norm said even if they don't buy anything, there's a chance that they contact you after and purchase something, which is definitely true. I've had people come to a show, and then when we go back, like Conroe, we'll go back to Conroe the next time around. We'll buy something they saw us the first time. They'll buy something the second time.
Yeah, that's happened before.
So I get this. So see Anal Side. I can't recall them by their actual name. Kids are always at our expos, but I hate when it becomes a petting zoo and just want to hold stuff or take pictures with them. I'm not a fan of that so much.
Tell them no.
I don't do that. I always tell them, look, it'll stress them out, and you can kind of figure out who's serious about wanting to buy it, or the ones that walk up with a bunch of little kids go, "Can we hold Snake?" Like, we're not doing that. I'm not.
Yeah, I have absolutely no problems telling children or adults no, for that matter, and even telling them, "Sorry, it's going to stress the animals out today," and just leave it at that.
So let me get to what I think. So it'll kind of fix some of that. Some of the things I think.
Dick about saying no. I think
some of the things I think a good show needs. I think a good show needs an educational portion to the show.
Yes.
There needs to be someone vetted, by the way, because I've seen other shows that don't really vet their educational talk people, and that's fucking dangerous.
Yes.
But vetted educational moments where they can pet stuff. So like at Herb's Conroe, our buddies at the Learning Zoo have done it. I know they're gonna have to pull back on just because Learning Zoo has gotten so busy and they can't take a weekend off anymore from the Learning Zoo. But they would come and bring tortoises and lizards and snakes for people to touch and see and pet, which I think kind of curbs some of that from kids walking around the show wanting to do it. If there's a special area where they can go to and they can do that part. So I think that's a vitally important thing that all shows should do. And it's hard. It's hard to find someone, especially in our hobby. It is hard to find people that are good at doing educational talks and are reptile people, because those two things don't always go together. If you've ever met reptile people, a lot of them are not the friendliest, at least to like strangers. But so I think an educational portion of that. I think there also needs to be a good mix of stuff at a show. And I know that can be hard sometimes because you can only have what people are bringing to sell. But I think curating shows a little more is important. Just because I think there needs to be more options. I think more people need to see what else is out there besides ball python, crested gecko, and maybe not sell every fucking person that wants a tortoise a sulcata. Which so you do. Oh, Sheldon's getting into shit.
He moved with purpose.
Fucking one tonight. I hear him banging around in the kitchen, and he's like got one of those Nyla bones, those hard rubber bones. He's like banging through the
stove. So going back to talking about my table being next to another bow person, Jeff talked about Tinley used to have carpet row where all the carpet breeders were on the same row together. And that works also because a lot of them weren't selling the exact same things. A lot of them, especially in the carpet python world, a lot of them are known for either a certain subspecies or a certain morph or whatever. And so they're not really competing as much with each other on that kind of stuff. So I get that. Trying to go through all the chat here, get some things.
The fuck? Can y'all hear him?
Yeah.
He sounds like he's having fun.
Norm said the next Central Kansas show. The next Central Kansas show will have an educational talks, which is good.
That's cool.
I wish, Norm, I would love to come to that show. It's just so fucking far away.
JT's doing the dry goods at it.
Yeah, I'm not like JT. I won't drive 70 hours and then do a show and then drive 70 hours back and then go to work the next day. It's just not fucking happening.
Well, he won't come to work the next day.
I also am just not trying. I can't do it.
I know this, everyone, because I'm his boss. So I won't let him come to work the next day.
It's probably a good call.
Jeff said
Sorry, I think we were all reading the chat at the same time, and that's why it got quiet.
Jeff said he got a new clip-on microphone, so now we have to get Jeff back on at some point and try out clip-on microphone. So, Robert, what do you think? What is from the family side of it, visiting a show? What are some key things you think they need to have that is within the control?
I was I went with my now ex-wife and kids numerous times to shows before we were vendors, so I have a pretty good perspective of what I liked as a customer with kids. One thing that turned me off that would make me leave before anything else is too crowded. Like the aisles are too close, and there's too many vendors. People seem to think that more vendors equals better for the customer, but it's not.
Not if you don't have the space to actually still be able to spread out and breathe. Right.
It's less vendors with better quality is so much better for the customer.
And the vendor, honestly.
And the vendor for sure, because especially when you're a vendor who's doing it for a living. But that was my biggest complaint, was sometimes at some shows that we went to where just you were shoulder to shoulder with people, and the show wasn't that busy. There just wasn't room for the customers.
And some people will walk by a table instead of waiting. Like someone who may have actually bought something sometimes will walk by a table just because it's so crowded.
Because I'll do it.
Yeah. And
I'll walk right by a table if it's super crowded, and I'll have the intention of maybe coming back and checking, but you never do.
Now, we could get rid of the gutter salesman.
For sure.
That to me, look, and people who know what show I'm talking about, and I've been in that show, so I can't say shit, but I can't say shit. I'll still do it. It doesn't look good to me from the public side to see people there selling gutters or selling what used to be, remember the rainbow vacuums?
What I don't like is those are lead generators, and their job is to get you to stop and talk to them. So they're high pressure.
Yeah.
I don't like that personally. Like, I went to the Home and Garden show a couple weeks ago, and that show, we went there to look at plants because they had a plant pop up in the back, like a plant pop up sale in the back. So you had to go through and it's funny because the only one I stopped and talked to was a company that I used to work for. And I let them give me their whole spiel and then told them that I used to work for them and what I did. And he was like, "Oh, so you would never buy this anyway, would you?" "Nope." And walked off.
But you got to give me your speech.
That's right. So if I'm at a reptile show, like even when we go to farmers markets, the people that are like, "Hey, come here, I have this. Do you like this? Do you like that?" I'm not buying shit from you because I don't want to be high pressure sold anything, especially at something like that.
I'm here to peruse and see what speaks to me.
That's right. That's right. So
I'm looking at some of the stuff Norm said they're going to have at the show. They're going to have, he gave me the breakdown of the educational stuff. Old perceptions of spider biology.
So sorry.
Crazy for crocodilians. Okay, cool. This is one for Katie. Do you know what they're talking about when they say magnificent macropods?
No.
Think about something with big feet, and it's not a reptile.
Katie.
What?
He just said you had big feet and you're not a reptile.
I was confused because I thought you were pointing to your shirt. Don't be an asshole. Do have big feet. But you said, not a reptile. No. In my head, you said big feet, but not very large. And I was like, wait, is that a compliment? Or is that
no.
I'm so tired.
These jump around on their big feet.
Like katydids?
No.
Grasshoppers?
We're on big feet.
I don't.
And tails.
Like kangaroos?
Kangaroos.
Oh.
Macropods are your kangaroos. Macro means large. Pod means foot.
Oh, it does. You are correct.
Bigfoot.
Oh, I just did a whole unit on pod as a suffix.
And you learned nothing, apparently.
No. The kid got a 100 on the lesson he was doing, so there you go.
Timothy said the first few expos he ever went to were amazing. They never seen as much variety since. Hardly any ball pythons. Yeah, shows used to be
very varied.
Yeah. And look, again, I'm not angry at people that sell ball. Well, I am kind of. How do I word this and actually mean what I mean?
No,
He
I get
doesn't
it.
hate all ball python people. He just hates
and
how
I'm
they
not,
saturate
and I'm
the
not angry
market.
that ball pythons and crestards are there. I think they're a valid animal to have at a reptile show, and they're not bad pets. I don't think there needs to be, out of 150 tables, 80 of them be ball pythons.
Well,
Right.
going back to the whole window salesman thing, I don't think that show that we're talking about should have that type of vendor there if you have reptile vendors on the waiting list.
Agreed.
Yeah.
And you always, that show's always sold out, so you know there's reptile people on the waiting list. Because when I worked for a company was called Max Home, we did bathroom remodels. We used to have a table at that show. And we would get bathroom. We would inevitably get 1 or 2 sales out of that show every time.
Just, I don't know. It makes the show look cheap.
I agree. I don't like it.
Nakia said she'll be at the show on Sunday. Well, cool. Have to come by and see.
I've been meaning to message Nakia to see how that Brettles that I sold her is doing. Maybe she can tell me here.
Jeff, I think you mean 300.
Episode 300.
He said do a roundtable episode for 200. We passed 250 episodes, 51 episodes ago. But yes, a roundtable. We could get Dr. Wyman. I'm not gonna call him Dr. Wyman. We can get him on here. He's got some time.
I talked to him the other day. This weekend, actually, he messaged me while you were out of town.
Well, see, I've got enough friends to check in on you. I don't have to do it.
Oh, that's funny. I make myself laugh.
So when you messaged me, Katie, was that just a test to see if one of us was okay?
I did want to know how your day was going, but it was a test to see if you would answer me back.
Gotcha. And I did almost immediately.
Yep. Yep.
Old Seattle said we had a guy come and he was selling shingles. And he didn't see a single person stop at his table.
Yikes.
Yeah, but they write that off too. Like, it costs them what, $100 per table, maybe, and it's nothing. It's just going through. What was that?
Sorry.
Yelling right into it.
I know.
I'm way behind. I'm trying to catch up on all this. Looks like there's Jeff yelling kangaroos at you.
Well, I see, and Jeff could have helped me out, but you were stuck way up on the top and not scrolling down.
Da, 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 da.
Wait, what does that say? I love this podcast. Oh, his podcast.
Yeah, he's talking about loafing.
Gotcha.
We've had Zach on here.
Mm-hmm.
Jeff said possible for Bigfoot Homo macropedis or Homo not so realist.
Well, good. Nakia said that he's doing great, and he quickly became her favorite. But don't tell her no hog milk.
That's right. I forgot the Brettles. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. He was a great little snake. I just couldn't keep him.
All right, I caught up to all the. There we go. Caught up. So yeah, Katie, what would you as our non-reptile person kind of ish here? What would you look for in a show if you were just going to a show, taking your family to a show?
I don't know why it's echoing. The problem is I can't answer that truly unbiasedly because you drag me to shows all the time. So
that's true.
I can't just tell you, whatever. I like not being bored. I like seeing things that I've never seen before. Or a variety of things that I have seen before. For example, like the different morphs and things like that. I also, because I'm not going to be buying an animal.
Hey, can we pause that for 1 second before it leaves the screen?
Yeah.
Is he saying that up there it was $325 for a table at a reptile show?
Yeah.
Fuck that.
Depends on your venue.
500 for the big show.
That is $226 American.
That's still a lot because it's $500 for the big Canadian show. Is what he's saying. Jeez. Although I don't know what Tinley. I haven't looked at Tinley prices, but I don't, Tinley's not near that. I don't think
which is $350.
for 500, 350. Okay,
500,
I don't know.
like $348. Yeah.
I'll
But see, I also am gonna want stuff at a show that is not animals. I need things that are not alive that I can buy because I like to go to support the small businesses and support. Like we have a vendor at the Herp shows, and her daughter was making earrings. And so I was one of the first people that bought earrings from her. She had some really cool jellyfish earrings. I was like, ooh, I want those. I don't have jellyfish earrings. I wear those things all the time. But
Well, like,
I like, huh?
Go ahead. I'm sorry. I thought you were done.
But I just, but those are also things that people that are going for the animals don't like to see at the shows.
Well, like Jessica, you met her.
Yes.
Like I'll never forget that because y'all didn't come until Sunday,
Mm-hmm.
and that was when y'all got Jim.
Yep.
And
oh yeah, I walked in the door.
I was like, Katie's gonna love this lady. I can't wait to introduce her. And when I told you there's a lady over there that writes children's books that are reptile centric, you were like, yeah. And y'all have been best friends ever since.
We really have. It was funny because it's because she asked the other day, she's like, how did we meet again? I said, I walked in the door and Robert said, you have to go meet this woman right now, and literally sent me in your direction. And she was like, and the rest is history.
Yep. So I guess I wasn't not that far off. I just looked. An inline space at Dallas NARBC is $295 for an 8-foot table.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, y'all just paid a lot of money for your tables at a.
Yeah, but we paid that money for like 5 tables.
Oh, that's true.
And that show in one day had 3 times the amount that a 2-day reptile show has coming through it.
Yeah.
And they do them in all the expensive venues too, like NRG. And this venue we were in this weekend was super nice.
That venue was really nice.
Was it?
There was like a teacher thing going on upstairs.
That's cool.
It was in the Las Colinas area of Irving, which is super nice.
Yeah, like had a parking garage to park in. I apparently have the look on my face of please let me park here for free.
Yeah, I don't know what it is because this guy he's like, let me go get you a pass, and he like walks all the way inside and comes back.
Stop it.
Yeah.
So for anyone else, we did the oddity show in Houston, and you have to pay to park. If you're a vendor, you have to pay to park in the parking lot at NARBC. So I pull up to the booth to pull into the lot, and this little lady was like, "Hey, I'm setting up for the show. Do I need to pay?" And she goes, "Oh, well, yeah." She goes, "You know what? Let me check." And she like radioed someone, and that was very confusing. And she finally goes, "Just go on. You're fine."
Well, when I got there later that night, I was at that point very aggravated because of the traffic that I had sat in, because they had completely closed down the interstate and everybody was being rerouted the route that I wanted to go. So it took me almost 30 minutes longer to get there than I had wanted. And so we pulled up, and there was this older guy, probably in his 70s. And he said, what are you here for today, sweetie? And I said, well, my husband is running a booth at this show. And he goes, oh. I said, and I have no idea where I'm supposed to go or what I'm supposed to pay or how to even get to where he is in the show. And he's like, well, normally you would pay for parking, but you just drive all the way down here and go park by that building over there with this color roof. I was like, you're amazing. Thank you so much. And I just drove right on in. And then when I got to the window to buy tickets, because I didn't know how I was supposed to do that either, I think the woman felt bad for me because she didn't charge me for Joe to come in, even though she should have also been an adult ticket. And then she only charged me for like the vendor discounted fee. So I was like, sometimes being pissed off pays, I guess.
I'm reading.
I just looked at the venues for Austin and San Antonio, and they're both super nice too.
Well, I was looking. So Jeff said, do they charge for extras like electrical? NARBC does. It's $125 if you want electrical.
Oh wow!
Which would suck because I need lights.
Like 75 at the Oddities Expos.
Doesn't everybody need electrical at their booth though?
I mean, you would like it. So yeah, they normally. That's
if you have animals, you need electrical.
I will say that with Herbs, we've never had to pay for electrical.
Yeah.
So that is nice because I want lights, like not even just for the heat for my animals. I want lights so shit looks good on my table. And And then also it says an extra 8-foot table is $50 at the show. But I think that's an extra 8-foot table like for behind you, not space wise. So it'd be like $600 if you wanted 2 8-foot tables.
Wow.
Plus $125 for electricity. So you're sitting $800 or so before you sell anything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's fine if you're selling an animal worth $2,000, but I don't have an animal on my table worth more than $300-$400.
Man, James, if we get to do the one in Denver, it's at the National Western Complex in Denver, and that is super nice.
So I talked to Miller Radovich. He's an hour away from Denver, but he said he would come hang out with us at some point. And then
Cool.
Travis told me we had to go to his brother's restaurant. His brother's the head chef at that restaurant I sent you.
Yeah, for sure.
Which is definitely more of a your thing, but I'll go with you and get an appetizer.
He showed me the menu. I'm like, Robert's gonna love this. You not so much. It's okay. He's used to it because he does that stuff with me all the time.
Jeez, Norm said 3 tables and electricity costs $950 at Dallas.
Yikes.
Fuck. Well, guess who's never been to that show?
Well, then you got to add, hotel and food and
Yeah. So you're in at like $1,500 for the weekend before you sell
Before
anything.
you sell anything.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
I can't afford that as a fun weekend.
I mean, like if you're the Reddies, I get it because you're selling $500-$600 chameleons, so you figure you're gonna sell more.
But you got to sell 3 to break
you gotta
even.
sell 3 to break even. Yeah.
I get it. I get it. That one's moved around. I don't even know what the venue is like now because I had to move. But some of these shows are at nicer venues, and I get they're expensive, but they're putting in like 150 vendors. It's not like they're not making the money for it. Then at the door, I don't know. That seems crazy to me.
The story is that they charge more. A show charges that vendors' tables should pay for advertising. Is the way I understand it. So if you have more vendors and more higher table fees, and these venues are expensive as hell, that should pay for the advertising. So I don't know. That that's me speaking on it as a novice who's never put on a show.
Yeah. Crazy.
Huh.
But I've vended a bunch of them.
Norm says we should vend the Kansas show. It's cheaper.
Still got to get there.
Is there
Norm.
one over the summer in Kansas? Oh, so it's all during the school year.
Yeah.
Because I have relatives in Kansas, so I mean,
you don't know if they're anywhere near there though.
No, but
that's like saying I got relatives in Texas.
But I could look it up and see.
I will say another thing. If you're looking at a show as far as a family, it needs to be affordable for a family to get into. Like, if you talk about a family, like if Todd tries to take his family to a reptile show, it's going to cost him. He's going to get a loan.
Oh, I didn't even think about. Yeah, I'm cheap.
Well,
I don't like to spend a lot of money on stuff.
I used to always meet Todd at the door and bring him in.
So it's one thing I will say about the oddity show that we do. The reason I like it for what we do as a vendor is it's $20 to get in. So usually if someone's paying $20 to get in, they're planning on buying stuff at a show like that.
Well, they've already spent $20 to get in and $20 to park.
I was going to say, it was $22 to park at NRG.
Not for me.
Yeah, it was $15.
I mean, I didn't pay it either, but because that's why I texted you. Because when you told me it was going to be $20, that was another reason I was so angry, because it was going to cost me $22 to park, and then it was going to cost me $40 to get me and Joe in. So it was going to be $62 just to hang out with you for a span of an hour. And I was like, I just don't know.
So it's C. Anal says it's $35 a person. That's $24 a person, but they get free parking. But a family of 4, that's $100 to go to a reptile show for a family of 4.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's a lot.
Mm-hmm.
It's just another reason not to have kids.
I mean, that'd be probably a big thing if you're going as a purely as a family going for fun, affordable. Food options also would be nice.
Not expensive food options.
And not just shit nachos.
And if you're not going to have non-expensive food options, allow people to bring snacks in.
I will say that is the negative about these bigger venues that the Oddities Expo use, is they all are no outside food and you got to buy theirs. and
That's how the George R. Brown Convention Center is as well.
I had a $5 Gatorade and an $8 pretzel on Saturday.
Yep.
And I'm pretty good at a show though. Like I'll eat breakfast before I get to a show, and I won't eat anything all day until the end of the show, which I'm sure is not good for me. Did
you eat any of the snacks I sent?
I did. I made Robert and JT eat some of them too.
They're good.
What's that?
The snacks that we had, the protein bars.
I had one of the Robert Irvine bars. It was good. I have some in my cabinet over here.
You gotta get the strawberry ones. Those things are good.
Yeah, I need to try that. You said it's really good.
Oh, strawberry one's my favorite one.
Yeah, I don't like the new box we bought.
You don't like it?
Not as much.
Oh, I like it. Is that the cookies and cream? No, it's got the chocolate chip cookie.
And the one with the peanuts.
I like that. That was like eating
It was really hard for my teeth.
Then you need better teeth as you eat peanuts over there. What is hard?
Cashews. They're not peanuts.
Oh, so they're not good. Got it. Okay.
They're better.
Peanuts are better. Stop that. Those are not better than peanuts.
Cashews are superior to all other nuts.
Well, I know a pair that are. Anyways, no, peanuts are better. They're the superior legume.
Okay.
This restaurant.
Holy crap! I'm so sorry. $110 for 4 slices of pizza and 5 beers.
What was it when we were at the oddity show?
Jesus.
For a Chick-fil-A sandwich and a drink.
It was $19. It
was like $19.
That's yeah. It's
That was the NRG. And that's a Chick-fil-A sandwich that got cooked at a restaurant and brought out there in a warming bag.
Yes, they do that at the Roughnecks games too.
Yeah,
those Chick-fil-A sandwiches are like $10 a piece.
Yeah, but no, we're going back to the good stadium with the good food.
Yeah.
Yes, we are.
Those tickets go on sale tomorrow, by the way, or no?
Okay.
Yeah, tomorrow or Saturday.
Roughnecks are playing back at Houston Stadium, and they have
tomorrow
the actual
or
food.
Friday. I don't know if they go on until the 27th or the 28th.
I'm looking forward to that.
Me too. The one thing, so I don't go to that show much at all anymore, but the one show in Longview was great because he had the grilled cheese sandwich truck.
I do like when the food trucks come.
Yes.
Because I like eating. I will pay the extra money to eat off of a food truck because the way I see it is that's a small personal vendor.
Robert, there's a message for you in the chat. Because you missed that night.
Yep, that was an adventurous night.
Mm-hmm.
We're just gonna chop Robert's leg off.
It would probably hurt less than it does right now. Yeah, I took some Tylenol earlier, so it's a little bit of the edges off of it right now, but it still sucks.
Oh, I need to. Now that you're talking about that, Joe has a friend in 8th grade.
She has a friend. That's good.
Who is dealing with a very similar issue that you are, and she may be having surgery next week. Let me message her mama while I'm thinking about it.
Is that the one in Girl Scouts?
No.
Oh, the one that got hurt. Okay.
Oh no, she's good.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Everybody freaking out. Robert just has some messed up tendons in his knee. He's not like dying or anything. No. He's fine. His knee he's got a boo-boo. His knee's got a boo-boo.
Almost 45 years of abuse. It's finally catching up with me, I guess.
Finally says, screw you. I won't take it anymore.
So I like what Timothy says. He said, I've never been to a show that was over $12 to get in. So if I'm paying to park and $20+ to get in, I'd hope a vendor list is put out and possibly some vendor highlights posted so he knows. I would like to know. I will say with the person that is running the show that I'm doing this weekend, it was nice seeing them put out a list of all the animals that will be available there.
That's cool.
Yeah, so that's kind of a cool thing because, I mean, it does suck to show up to a show and just be ball pythons. I mean, it's going to be ball pythons and crescent geckos no matter what. But
I'll try to get out there.
Fucking Robbie's going to be part of the problem.
May not be able to. Oh, Sunday we have a booth from 1 to 3.
Well, fine. You don't have to come hang out with me.
So I may not get to come to the show at all this weekend.
So you're not coming Saturday? I thought you were coming Saturday with me.
Our kid is turning 14 next week, and
she's not turning 14 Saturday.
No, but I won't be here next weekend. So if I'm doing anything with her for her birthday, I mean, we're going to the 14, rodeo on Tuesday.
It's just 14. It's like, oh, sweet 14. It's not a thing. Forget that. Whatever.
No, but
she's not important.
She wants to do an escape room with 2 of her friends.
That sounds horrible.
Well, so we did that last year, and there were 4 of them. And they got out with like 10 minutes to spare. But this year, she wants to bring one of those friends back and bring a new friend. And
no,
I was like, no, not that friend.
Okay.
But
who I think it is?
No. But I'm like, so you're going to put her in the spot of these two people. Do you realize that she needs to be equivalent to these two people and what they bring to an escape room, or you need another person because you might not get out? Because if I go into an escape room with somebody, we damn well better be getting out. I refuse to not get out of an escape room. I'm smarter than that.
Yes, we do have a Girl Scout cookie link, and I'll get Katie to post that later.
Yes, I can do that.
So this list is like pretty like they wrote exactly what people said they were bringing. Because on here we have a European grass snake is on here.
That's cool.
Yeah, they'll have Texas indigos there. Let's see. Oh, caiman lizards. I'm iffy on that one. People selling caiman lizards. We'll see. That's another thing. We talked about variety at a reptile show being important. Unfortunately, in a lot of shows, a lot of the variety ends up coming from tables that I don't think are always the best. And we've talked about it before. You know, the people that just bring those animals to show after show, and they're not ever really getting set up right, and the goal is just to try. I don't know. So that part kind of bothers me when it comes to, but they do have a variety, I guess.
Yeah.
But I would prefer a variety of breeders versus a variety of resellers.
That makes sense, I guess.
Oh, there was a question on here that was school related. Where was that? Hold on.
Does it have a list of who the vendors are?
They emailed us a list of who the vendors were. They didn't. I don't think they posted it on their face. Oh no, they have it now. Yep.
Is it on their website or on their Facebook page?
On their Facebook, Critters Reptile Expo and Market.
And Market, what tells me that there will be other things there, not just reptiles.
Yeah, some 3D printed stuff. There's actually another 3D printer. Ember Forge 3D will be there. They're going down.
Oh my God, James.
Kidding. But I'm not kidding. If you're there, buy from me and tell them they suck.
You know what's crazy is if that show we did this weekend had 2 other 3D printers, and they did as much as we did.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Each of them. So, yeah.
Oh, I will be, by the time we get the next year, San Antonio, by the time San Antonio comes around, I may have another machine by then, and I will have a full table, 2 tables of stuff for that one. So, ooh, Pet Den's going to be there this weekend. This is another one. Renewal by Anderson. That's another one of those that does not.
That's Windows.
Yes, I know. There's Sanders Family Reptiles.
Yep. I see Moss Family Adventure on there too.
Mm-hmm.
Balls to the Wall. That's a Loke.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I forgot that they have my 3D printing and not my snake business name on there because I had.
So you couldn't find yourself on the
No,
list?
I did find myself, but it was I forgot that I had originally applied. I was like, I'm doing 3D printing. Oh well,
But
it's fine.
Then you were
Well,
like,
this
I
might be
still have
interesting
snakes to
because
sell.
There's a lot of vendors on here I've never heard of.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's cool.
Yep.
Everybody
Like-
comes.
Every single one of them in I've never heard of any of those.
I guess I should post about that show on my zoology club in case any of the kids want to go.
It's not far. It's
Bobby,
like
you're
35
right
minutes from my house.
Yeah.
Clayton, MFA. Like I've never heard of Most City Reptiles. Of course, I know Epic Vibrant Balls. I know the sisters. I don't know Pawpaw's Ball Pythons. I know Hydroflux. I know Pet Den, of course. I don't know McCoy's. Yeah, that's cool.
Darren asked, said off topic, but do we have any plans to attend the Legacy Aquarium?
Where is that?
That's Brian's.
Brian Barczyk's.
Brian
Oh.
Barczyk's place. They were building when he died.
And where is that located?
North.
It's Detroit, right?
No, I think it's farther east. One of the farther east.
Utica, Michigan. It's right outside of Detroit.
Oh,
Was it
okay,
Michigan?
cool.
Why did I think it was like Indiana? Guess not. Michigan. Yeah. Darren, probably not. Not out of like I'm not going there, but it's in fucking
It's
Michigan.
a long way away. Normally we hit up aquariums and zoos when we are there for another reason. We've never actually planned a trip around just going to that location. Not that far away.
I'd like to go up there and go to the Reptarium and then go over to Minnesota and see Ed and Emily's place.
It'd be a fun trip. I'd like to try and plan that though. I wish it. The thing that sucks about being a teacher is like Tinley happens right around like I want to say when school starts, or no, it's October maybe.
Fall break.
It would be cool to go up and do Tinley in Chicago area, and then make that trip and do the rest of them.
Can't go see venom toxins anymore.
No. They did some bad stuff.
Yeah, unfortunately.
Oh, but Katie, this one's one for you. I asked people a question. So I'm gonna read this. Allison Harris posted this. So listen, because this definitely applies to, you can put some input here.
Okay, I'm listening.
One question occurred to me the other day. Since I work for a school district and y'all are teachers with classroom animals, I was working at the end of winter break and noticed a teacher's bearded dragon had been left alone for potentially the entirety of break. She had a few, just
which break was it?
Winter.
Winter.
She had a few wilted, dried up. Let me get through it.
No, I'm making sure that everybody has all the details.
She had a few wilted, dried up slivers of veggies and was very thin. I'm not the only one that has noticed this historically. The teacher is forced to take the beardy home over the summer. I don't know the teacher personally, and it would probably get back to my boss, who would definitely tell me I'm stepping out of line, approaching her for the care of her class pet.
How is that stepping out of line?
How would you approach the situation?
I would go to your boss. If you are afraid that going to her directly is going to be stepping out of line, then you need to go to your boss and tell your boss, hey, I am concerned about this. Other teachers are concerned about this. How would you like me to handle it? And have your boss
be a boss.
Yeah.
Be a boss.
Do their job.
Yeah, I would definitely have to say something. Something's got to be said.
You can't not say anything, because then you're part of the problem. Sorry, that was very aggressive, and I did not mean
Calm
to
the
be
fuck down,
that
Katie.
aggressive towards
I was
you.
just thinking that. I was like, damn, Katie.
I'm sorry.
Fuck this teacher. They should die.
That was very aggressive. I apologize. I obviously found what gets me feisty, because let me calm down right over here. Max said to throw him on the podcast.
I saw that.
Okay. So he just messaged me.
I just saw that.
I don't have that kind of control.
Hold on, Max. I'm working. I haven't talked to Max in forever. I forgot he was even alive. I thought maybe he got finally eaten by a bear.
I told him, I said, I don't have that kind of control, man.
I thought maybe a bear finally took him. It didn't. Damn the bad luck. Those damn bears. They never do what you want. Are you in a conversation over there? I can't be doing this and then you be in a conversation. You got to carry the conversation.
I'm sorry. We don't have a place to stay for that wedding yet, so I'm working on that.
So we're not going?
No. We're going. We're going. I just
if we have nowhere to stay, we can't go. That's what that means.
Geography. See, I don't teach geography. I just teach Texas history, which is interesting to say the least. We have an event coming up at school next week. 2 weeks. 2 weeks. We're taking KP again. I don't know if he remembers, and I told him about that.
In 2 weeks?
Yep, on the 13th. It's a Thursday, and then we leave on the 14th to go to the wedding. I volunteered you, and we're gonna go. It's gonna be fun. Yeah.
My messenger is wanting to be a asshole right now, so I'm trying.
When are we starting our crafting book club? I don't know.
I can send him a link.
Okay, send him a link, because I don't know why it's enter your pin to restore your chat history, and I don't know what the fucking pin is. So
that's weird. Oh, sorry, I didn't turn my alarms off.
Turn them off.
I'm doing that now, but if you turn your alarms off and I turn my alarms off, then how is our kid going to know when she's supposed to get ready for bed?
Be a parent and just know what time it is. Oh,
but we're in the middle of a podcast. We're so distracted.
So ignore her.
No.
Ignore kids.
You don't have to deal with her in the mornings.
I don't know what this pin is, and I just put in a number that could be, but it doesn't seem to be it. My chat may never work again. I don't know what's going on. Anyways. I'm trying to think if there's
I also just want to point out for the record that you said we weren't going to be very long, and we're an hour in.
Well, long is a relative term.
There. All right. I sent it to him.
I mean, now that Max is coming, we'll be here fucking forever. I'll make sure I have some wrap it up music on here to play for him.
Is there a measles issue in Texas that I need to know about?
Yes.
Oh, yes.
Okay, because I've had like 6 people in Alabama text me to make sure that we're all vaccinated before we come over. for this wedding. And I'm like, what is happening in Texas with the measles?
Vaccines turn frogs gay.
This is my place.
Alex Jones on.
All those gay frogs. I want to specifically see how they found that out. Oh. Anyways. He's taking forever to get here. Max, you're taking forever.
I'm getting hungry. And we still haven't talked about what I wanted to talk about.
Talk about it. Go, Katie, go.
So on Wednesday. Huh?
He has not read the message yet.
Oh. On Wednesdays, I get the email from Reptiles Magazine, and it's like a collection of different articles. But do you actually read the articles, James?
No, I read the title of the email.
Yeah. Well, if you just read the title of the email, then you're not going to get the article that I wanted to read today.
And it must not be important.
The article says tree frog species from Ecuador discovered and
Did you have a brain fart on how to say Ecuador?
My brain died a little bit.
Ecuador.
I went to say equator and realized there was not a Q in that word, and that was not the word I needed. So tree frog species. But if you click on it, yes, that is the main article. But then when you scroll down, it says scared of snakes. There's no need to be. Communicate with neighbors on the importance of snakes. And our kid was invited to go to the district STEM fair
tomorrow,
which is tomorrow. Last year we were told because she didn't do an experiment, she wasn't invited. So here I was this year as a parent thinking because we didn't do an experiment again this year, we weren't going to be invited again. And yeah, that backfired in my face because we were invited. So we'll be at Freedom Field with rest of the junior high kids in our district that were also invited. But anyways, so I clicked on it because I'm like, I want to see what they're going to talk about. And basically it talks about how fear is a powerful emotion. And it often will stop people from reacting. But unfortunately, in this situation, it will cause other people to needlessly kill snakes. And so it goes on and talks about how the person who wrote the article found a 4-foot yellow rat snake. You want to guess what state they're in?
I'm going to go Florida.
Yeah, they were in Florida. So it was a west suburban Florida, and just hanging out on a rock was a 4-foot yellow rat snake. It's really pretty. But then as you go on later through, there were some neighbors that like witnessed the whole thing and were like just totally freaking out. Apparently, I guess this is not native. It doesn't look like
it's 100% native.
Oh, is it?
To Florida?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
That's where they're from. That's why when you said what state, I knew what state because that's where they're from.
Oh. It then goes on to talk about loss of habitat for this particular species and how word of mouth is really the best way to promote yourself as being a friendly herper. If you walk around your neighborhood, things like that. So that way, when people find snakes or mention snakes, you always advocate for that animal. And I just thought it was interesting because that was basically what our kid did our project on.
Yeah.
So
I guess it depends on where in Florida they found it, but it's native to like South Florida.
Yeah. And then if you have like neighborhood chat groups, you can, join in there. I know we both were distracted at the same time by the mosquito hawk. So yeah, it's pretty cool.
All right. So can I bring in this annoying guy?
Yeah, go ahead.
Oh, okay.
This annoying guy.
How's
good
it
to see y'all again.
You too.
How are y'all?
Good. Tired, but good.
Very good camera you got there. I'm not surprised knowing you.
I know.
Yeah, no, it's a pain in my wallet, but Corey got one and I got one pretty quickly after. And then now Sony's come out with a new version of this camera, and the opportunity cost for us both we were discussing, it's like, that's a couple trips right there, buying that camera or turning around selling an old one. But this one's still really nice. Just when you're splitting hairs when you're looking at professional cameras sometimes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
yeah, stateside for a little bit.
6 more days.
So you haven't been to Conroe. I need to get you in touch with our friend Jessica Lee Anderson.
Okay.
She does Reptile, like children's books, but she's been doing a lot lately where she needs pictures of good pictures of certain species. And I told her she needs to talk to you because you'll probably have a handful of what she's looking for, or at least find it.
I've gotten a remarkable amount of common pets that I've seen in the wild, and like most recently when I was in Suriname down in the Amazon, found a red-tailed boa. And red tails out in the wild are either just as tame as they are as pets, or just as much of jerks as they are pets. So it really is. There's quite.
But they're not fat in the wild,
right? Well, yeah, no, nothing's fat in the wild. Reticulated pythons, iguanas, yeah.
Wait, you mean reticulated pythons? Oh, good.
I'm sorry.
Where are you heading in 6 days?
I am heading to Turks and Caicos. So if y'all remember Jamie McWilliams from Texas Sea Life Center, she was with Amanda and Terry there. She was actually like their media coordinator. Her official job title, I don't remember. But 4 years ago, actually just past 4 years, I was on y'all's podcast talking about me losing all the animals, about the 6 people who died in my county. Anyway, after that, I went and did whale watching with her in Boston. And then I told her, you ever get an opportunity for me to swim with these humpbacks, let me know. This opportunity came up, so I'm going to the Caribbean in 6 days to go swim with humpback whales.
That is so cool.
So
maybe you'll get eaten by a humpback whale?
No, James.
Well, their throats are only this big. So I'm sure you guys
have
that video.
That's what she said, but you know.
Saw the video
I missed you guys. But
that was a humpback that ate that kayaker the other day. Right?
Yeah, that was a pretty viral video.
The one that got spit back out.
Because of the gag reflex.
Yeah.
And then, of course, on
Max is going to find the one deep throating whale.
Stop.
But, of course, and I've got to say on behalf of Jamie, because the most common thing that you'll hear on one of those boats is the belief of, well, first of all, is when are they going to jump? It's a wild animal. You never know when they're going to jump. But second of all, people really believe Finding Nemo when humpback whales don't spout water out of them.
I teach that to my kids every fucking year.
We read an article. About how it's not water that there's it's
just the water from the top of their head. Correct. Well, that's all. It's not like, guys, it'd be the same as you
air through the water.
It's the same as you breathing in water. What happens when you breathe in water? Will you drown? Yes, so will a whale.
Or it was me at the dentist because they did the suction. So I've got a fun story for you guys here in a bit, but I had a tooth pulled, and of course they gave me the suction and I was spitting it out. But I broke a tooth saving a sloth from a pack of dogs down in the Amazon. So.
Oh my gosh.
And there's no humble way to say that. There's no no big deal. But
what you know is that sloth that just killed an entire family. He didn't really save a good sloth. He saved the bad one.
It was a two-toed sloth, which those ones can be pretty nasty.
Those are by far the dumbest teeth for the animal they're in all of nature. There's no fucking reason a sloth should have 2 to 3 inch canine teeth in their mouth and just eat vegetables all day.
Well, I mean, hippos have their large canines and they're also vegetarians. So
yeah, but they at least fight with those things.
Okay, I'm gonna go back to my vegan days with this. Every
Gross.
mammal other than rodents have canines.
Yeah, it's because they're supposed to eat meat. Although you got also when you had giant cave sloths, and those things were fucking horrifying.
Yeah. I look at some of the megafauna that used to exist. First of all, I get envious. Second of all, it makes me go down the Forrest Galante rabbit hole of cloning and is this animal actually extinct?
Imagine how many animals you could have been eaten by.
Yeah. Well, I also still have the opportunity to do sometime in late summer to do polar bears. I'll go to Dead Horse, Alaska, take a bush plane up that way because I miss bears a lot.
So cool.
It's really, the schedule's kind of packed. It's so I just did the Amazon. I've got Turks and Caicos. I've got Cabo in April. And then sometime this summer, I've got to do the International Herpetological Symposium in June for IHS. That's going to be at Ty Park's place.
Yeah.
Shameless plug there. That's going to be pretty extraordinary. And then Costa Rica, Alaska, and then I'm doing some kind of documentary and in Indonesia again, except this time I'm doing orangutans.
It's orangutan. Please pronounce it correctly. That's what they tell my kids. My kids.
It's not going to
always say
matter in
orangutan.
10 years when palm oil wipes them out. So, here we
So
are.
we need to remember how to say it when we say, hey, remember the things that used to be alive that were orange and had orangutan?
Well, do you say Tasmanian devil or do you say thylacine?
Well, Tasmanian devil and thylacine. That's
Yeah, I know. I'm just giving you shit.
Tasmanian tigers.
Oh,
Thylacine. Get your shit right, Max.
sorry. I'm on drugs right now.
I'm like, I got nothing.
We're gonna argue animals here. I'm more interested in you going to film polar bears because it's not going to be the same as grizzlies, where you just like, hey, let me step out of this car next to this grizzly bear and it won't kill me.
They will actively hunt, but they are they're more distracted in Dead Horse than they are in some other areas. Not to say I'm going to do something stupid because I never want to encourage others, but there are better Sony lenses to rent now. Now Corey's been rocking that 300 millimeter, that f2.8, and it's crispy. I'm not sure that that's going to be the lens for that job. I'll probably get the new 400 to 800 to mess around with.
Fancy.
Yeah, so that's a lot of range on that.
Nah, just get you a small lens and walk up to them and just take a picture with them. Get you a selfie.
Yeah. Well, I'm already excited about the fact that in a week I'll say, hey, you want to see this picture of a whale? I'm in it.
Yeah.
I'm in the whale. Wait, what?
I mean, if you walk up to a polar bear, it'll only hurt until you're dead.
Well, here's the thing. I've thought about this. I'll do a tiger. I'll do a lion. Bears, they fillet you. Like they'll kill you, and that's a slow one. I wouldn't want to go by a bear.
I'm gonna go ahead and vote. I'm not gonna do any of them. I think I'm just gonna.
Well, in the past year, I've had my a pretty big midlife crisis about the finality of time on Earth.
First off, you have to get to your midlife. Damn it!
I'm 31, so it's
that doesn't count.
Hold on. I'm left-handed, so statistically, I've got less years. I'm a guy.
No.
So that means James is knocking on his deathbed here.
Robert's almost dead.
I turned 45 in 2 weeks.
We're gonna plan Robert's funeral tomorrow. It's right around the corner, apparently.
But yeah, no, it's because it's not a temporary time off for death. It is forever and ever and ever. It's ever. So when you start doing these expeditions and you see, my friend group is full of people doing other expeditions. Of course, you guys know Corey, Ian, Daniel. It's Mike. So all these people, you look at all these places and all these things that you need to do, and it's I will not get to do them all. How long until I get an injury to where I can't be hiking mountains in Nepal, So I'm taking the opportunity to do everything that I can while I've got the time. So the things that make me feel better about the fact that one day it's going to be all over for me here on Earth is going on these expeditions, living the best, and then loving the best, and of course hanging out with my kids, which they're running around playing Squid Games with Nerf guns in there. Yeah, they're playing red light, green light. It's great.
Are they really?
Yeah.
Nice.
I still have not watched Squid Game.
Anyway, that's my soapbox about death. Sorry to throw that on your podcast.
I only had to pay attention to Squid Games because when it first came out, we had kids who were playing versions of those games at recess. And I'm like, I don't care. They're playing at recess. Who cares? But apparently some parents cared and complained.
We used to play Power Rangers at recess.
And so we
maybe you.
Yeah.
My dog just ran by. Sheldon ran by with his bed, his whole dog bed in his mouth, holding it up over his head, got it in his kennel, got it all how he wanted it, ran back by, went and got a toy and just ran and jumped in his bed. He very much knows what he wants.
He is so funny tonight.
He is.
But yeah, so we kids weren't allowed to play Squid games at recess.
That's probably good.
Yeah. Because
Again,
they were fake killing each other.
we played Power Rangers.
They weren't allowed to kill each other.
And no one ever died in Power Rangers except for the putty ninjas, and they weren't real, so they didn't count.
Yeah.
I mean, Grand Theft Auto Vice City was out when. No,
I fucking loved Vice City.
I mean,
that was
yeah.
middle school for me. So
I killed so many prostitutes.
Oh, we're still talking about video games.
And as a 16-year-old, I virtually fucked so many prostitutes in a car.
Stop it.
You know what happens is the car's rocking and there's noises coming, so you know that's what's happening in there.
Yeah.
You just take a prostitute, go out to the beach, and then you fuck her in your car, and then you run her over with the car afterwards.
Yeah, right.
And you run
Yeah.
her over.
And
You run her over so you don't have to pay her?
Yeah.
Oh my
And
god.
then the cops show up, and then you kill some of them, and then the army shows up, and
I have all the PlayStation cheat codes memorized. So it's like R1, R1 circle, R2, left down, right up, left down, down, left. All of
Mhm.
and
I had them
you used
all
to
on a
get those
sheet.
magazines with
yeah.
the cheat codes.
I used to get the NASCAR because you could get a NASCAR cheat, and that thing could outrun everything, and I would just drive that around.
I
Or
can't wait
something.
for Grand Theft Auto 6 to come out. Oh my gosh.
I haven't played since Vice City.
You and everybody else, man.
So 5 is like a huge step up, and then Red Dead Redemption 2 came out, and it was the biggest map, and then Grand Theft Auto came out. Well, it's just
Right.
the size of these servers are getting larger and
That's right, Max. You don't have a real job, so you do get to play games. My bad.
Hey, I've got a real job. That's why you don't see me at the shows as much, because I got to work weekends, being low man on the totem pole.
Gross.
But I've got a nice 401k, and my Cabo trip. I've been doing so good at this job is paid for by my company, which is cool. I'll be
Nice.
at the Hyatt Regency down there.
See, Max, you need to come on our Reptile Gumbo podcast cruise.
Cruise. Well, and that I want to do a cruise, but the struggle is I don't want to do a cruise to a place I want to be. Like if I was out on an Alaskan cruise, do not put me on the boat. I don't want to be on the boat.
Yeah, I get that.
Like I'll do a Disney cruise around, like Aruba and places like that where it's kind of like cookie cutter resort towns.
We're going
what
to someplace, and then we're going to someplace else. Where the fuck are we going, Katie?
Yeah, I don't
This
know.
is your job to know this stuff.
No, it's not. Robert's the one who organizes. I'm just paying for us to go.
Nathan
You're
just put
paying for us.
Nathan just put a link up to it, so I can click right on it.
Oh, he actually put that in our thing said it was spam, and I just saw that, and I had to actually okay that in our chat. Anybody listening, feel free to come
Cozumel
with
and
us.
Progresso.
Yeah, we're gonna make spaghetti sauce or soup. That's progressive
Hey,
soup.
Don't do cat heart soup.
Oh,
last
speaking
time
of hearts, so I've been having issues with the Chinese alligator not wanting to eat anything other than mice, and so the other day we were at HEB. And I went looking, and I found a whole thing of chicken hearts. Fucking loves chicken hearts. I gave him chicken hearts the other day. He gobbled them down. The blue tongue skink gobbled down chicken hearts. The redfoots love chicken hearts. So now I have chicken hearts to feed to my alligator. Oh god!
Say hi.
Turn
Hi.
the game down.
Oh, sorry. There we go. Say hi.
Hi.
Hey,
Hi. You're getting big.
I can't hear you because
I know.
Hold on.
How are you tonight?
those were noises.
All right. Go get your sisters. I love you. Bye-bye.
We're Max just turned invisible.
Oh, did he unplug my camera?
See, kids ruin everything.
Let's see settings.
Like your chance to see Simple Plan
Oh no, I'm going.
Sorry. I
on a
can't
Friday
see.
night.
I'm going
You're gonna miss her football game.
to see Simple Plan. Yes,
She's gonna hate you forever.
I don't care.
She was so pissed when I told her. I was like, "That's a Friday night." She's like, "So?" I said, "In September." She goes, "Oh, banned." And then she walked off
You may not have a game that night, but I'm going to be a Simple Plan.
by yourself.
Yeah, where's it at? 713.
Yeah.
Yep, I'll be there by myself. It's fine. I'll make Robert go with me.
Goo Goo Dolls and
What?
Dashboard Confessionals are gonna be
Fuck
in
yeah.
Sugarland in July.
I need tickets to that too.
I want to go. It's a
They
Thursday
already
night.
came through once.
hmm
They're coming back.
Mhm.
They came through once before.
I was like, I could go to that. That would be a fun show. And we'll be back from camp, so we may do that one for sure. Joe wants to go see Weird Al.
I want to see Weird Al, but it's outside.
Yeah,
Cynthia
August
Woods.
1st.
Ugh.
In August. Yeah. Nope.
I'll probably go. We'll get tickets. I'll go. I'll melt. It's fine.
There was somebody else. I don't remember.
I don't remember either. You don't say.
I don't remember.
Max's expensive camera broke.
Uh-oh. I hope not.
What are you yawning over there for?
I'm tired and I'm hungry.
I think I'm just going to run to Whataburger for dinner.
And I may just... We could do that.
Yeah. They fucked up when they built a Whataburger around the corner.
We just got paid. So we could...
So we can live
spend
like
that
kings
money
for 3 days.
and eat Whataburger before all of our bills come out.
And then be poor for 2 weeks.
Oh, we get paid again right before the wedding, so I don't have to save any money for travel.
I made all that money at this show, and then we ended up paying for like 3 other shows and
Oh, so
filming it,
you
and
you budgeted that really
Yep.
well though.
so those shows got to do well because I need to pay for those. Oh, look, it's Max again. We didn't have headphones on; he couldn't hear us. We were talking. Oh, hey, there he
We
is.
were not talking shit about him.
Look, I can go back and watch this, y'all.
Oh, speaking of that, I will get last week's episode out at some point. By the way,
Oops.
You know what you need to start doing
He starts
is
setting
the
an
same
alarm.
thing that Joe Rogan and Theo Von and everyone does, where you do those.
okay,
shorts.
I'm not doing anything Joe Rogan or Theo Von do. So
Well, like,
I'm-
Wow, they're
I'm
literally the
saying
two
the
most
method of
popular
media
podcasts in
success
the
is
world.
posting those sound bites.
that first off, the two of them are not
Sure.
doing it.
Well, yeah.
Their producers are, and I don't have one of those.
Nope, he does not, and I am not willing to take that role. Thank you so much. Let's
Well, I
put
mean,
that in the bud
I
now.
heard because you guys, like when Katie said, "Oh, I'm the one paying for the trip," I was like, "Y'all need to find different sponsors."
So we should have found someone to sponsor the Reptile Gumbo podcast cruise.
Well, I was trying to plug you for a soundbite.
No, I don't do this enough to care.
No, it's free for the rest of the world. It's not free for us.
It'll be fine.
I think if it became something that became more of an obligation, it would not be nearly as fun, and then I would feel
Oh,
bad
100%.
when I had nights that I missed it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
100%.
Oof.
Because I also in my head am like, people don't really care. So if I just am not there, it's no big deal.
Jeff cares.
But people do care.
Jeff cares.
It surprises me.
Well, that's
Timothy
part of
Osmond.
the morality thing I went through the other day, which also involved whiskey and Philly cheesesteak pizza. I don't know if you had the Philly cheesesteak pizza from Domino's. Oh my gosh, that plus whiskey.
I put
But-
Philly cheesesteak on my pizza, but I haven't had an actual Philly cheesesteak.
There's a Philly
pizza.
cheesesteak pizza from Domino's. They're
I'll
not
have to
paying
try
me to
that.
say this. They should though. It's so good. Even better with alcohol. But nothing matters. Everything matters and nothing matters at the same time. You know, if something matters, give it enough time and distance and it doesn't matter anymore. So that's why it's like, just do what you want, you know?
Yeah, I know how that feels. I've had someone that mattered a lot to me that now doesn't matter at all. So
Doesn't matter at
yeah.
all. Fuck that bitch.
Oh my god,
Yeah.
James.
Yeah.
Don't be so hostile.
Or Facebook arguments. Remember the last
Yeah.
one you cared about?
Oh, they're not arguments. They're just me telling people how they're wrong.
Mm-hmm.
James is a troll. That's why.
No.
Yeah.
It's not an argument when I'm right. It's just them being stupid and me pointing out how stupid they are.
Well, I had a person today. I pointed out some of the facts
Actually,
about the rattlesnake
you got
roundup,
one.
as I do.
You've got one going on right now.
Yeah, on mine.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And what made me laugh about it was we will respect each other's opinions. It was like, I didn't give an opinion. I just told you facts.
I loved that. I was like, damn, look at Max go.
Okay, apparently Facebook doesn't think I like Max because they don't show me his shit. I don't like Facebook.
I
don't
read
see
all the
anybody's-
comments.
I don't see anybody's stuff on Facebook anymore.
I just saw where Max was like, I didn't give my opinion. I gave facts. I was like, mic drop.
Facebook never shows me my friends' shit. Facebook is always showing me everything else, like every group that I'm in, but not friend stuff.
Oh no.
Okay, let me find my suggested reels. Okay, it's not like that today. There was the other day, I was so confused because everyone I follow is like camera gear, wildlife, different things. And then I got to my suggested reels and it was all these low-cut shirt women. And I was like, I don't watch this stuff on Instagram. Why is this my suggested reels? And I went through and there's only one thing after that I started following that I think is the best thing that Instagram has to offer. It's called Mugshotties. I don't know if you've ever found this page.
But I'm doing it now.
Yeah, it's like the mugshots of attractive women. And it's like, what did they do? And it's like assault, family violence, robbery, car theft, DWI, and it's like, but it's these, no pun intended, these baddies. And I ended up following that because of the suggested reels that popped up. I was
That's
like,
funny.
what? I was trying to figure out what I was following.
So Facebook has decided that I apparently need to watch and follow PETA, because this post from PETA.
Yeah, I have all of a sudden had a bunch of those too.
But this was hilarious. It's a picture of a dead sheep, and it says he died for humane wool. I'm like, no, he fucking didn't. He's covered in wool right now. First off, you don't have to kill a sheep to get wool. They don't kill those fuckers. They shave them. That's how they make money, keeping them alive. Like, this is just a dead sheep. Like, if he was a dead sheep for wool, he'd be naked right now.
I'm thinking that PETA or several of these animal rights groups have done targeted ads towards people who follow things that we follow.
May also be because I have commented shit on PETA's post every now and then about how stupid it is.
Yeah.
And you end up being a top fan, and you're like, I didn't want to do that.
Yeah, no, thank you.
But I mean, Facebook's algorithm has gone down terribly. Like, things I don't care about. They started throwing in the suggested posts and the suggested things. I end up following people I don't follow and have to go and unfollow. I'll get notification. It's a dumpster fire.
Yeah. Talking about food, I'm trying to decide what I'm going to order for dinner tonight.
Philly cheesesteak pizza from Domino's.
It doesn't sound horrible, but I'm trying not to eat like that, Max.
Oh, yeah. Me either, because I got to be, like, that's that's why I went back to working out, is the most vain reasons. But then I found out all the mental health benefits.
It's tremendous.
Now, if I miss a couple days in the gym, because it just, same with working with snakes, same with working with cameras. I'm not thinking about other things. And my day-to-day in Abilene, when I can't do these other things, it helps. There's those days I go by, it's like, I need the gym after work today.
I don't understand you and the rest of the world that say that stuff. I've been to the gym, and it's never made me feel better. It makes me feel tired, sore, but mentally I'm like, I could live without this. The only thing that made me mentally feel better? Winning the lottery and never have to go into another fucking school and teaching stupid ass high school kids again. That'd make me feel mentally.
In 30 minutes, I will let you know if my ticket's a winner, because I still like going on Zillow, and that's my what if ticket. I call it my idiot tax. My plan is to have either in Wyoming or Montana. I want a runway. I want a Cessna, so I can still come back to Texas, but I want land away from people.
Be like John Travolta with your own runway and plane in your front yard.
Oh, tons of people have done it. I went to see Brent Schultz out in Arizona for biology of the lizards, and that was back this summer. And we went out to John McAfee's old place, and apparently he would just fly over people and point a gun at them.
Yep, that sounds like John McAfee.
Yeah, that
dude was crazy. I watched a documentary on him right after he died, and dude, the shit that guy did.
Yeah, that's suicide.
Yeah. Him and Epstein, they have those identical suicides.
All right. And just like that, James is just like a Joe Rogan podcast with conspiracy theories.
I'm sure it's all true.
I'm ready to
Have you ever done DMT?
Yes, but James hasn't.
I don't know what that is, so I'm going to go with no.
You have not.
Every time I go to South America, I get asked if I'm doing ayahuasca. It's like, I'm not looking for God. I'm looking for reptiles.
I don't know what that is either, so I'm going to go with drugs.
Ayahuasca and DMT is the active ingredient.
Things we don't do.
Okay, thanks.
I'll take things we don't do for 500, Alex.
Hi, Waverly.
All right. I'm really wanting Whataburger now.
Yep. I got food to order at a 3D printer to finish putting together.
Okay, never mind. I'll ask you later.
What?
No, it's nothing to do with the podcast.
Oh, okay. What?
Well, right. I'm going to put these kids to bed. I just wanted to hop on because I missed you guys.
Yeah, it was good to see you.
Hopefully we'll see you in person at some point in the country.
Yes. Looking at my schedule, I'll probably be Sunday at NARBC.
No,
I want to do a Herp show though. I miss Herps so freaking bad. I wanted to do Conroe, but got the flu over there, and then I got the flu. I don't know if you guys have had it.
No,
Not this year.
I've never had the flu.
Oh my
Yes,
gosh.
you have.
No, I tested positive for it, but I was not really sick.
It was terrible. So 2 days in, like
I
at
caught
the
it
end of
from
2
you,
days, I was
asshole.
like, hey, I'm getting out of this sickness. I should be good. Hi. And then day 3, I woke up completely different symptoms. It felt like garbage for 3 more days.
Jeez.
I had it last year because I caught it from you after you tested positive.
Or maybe I caught it from you.
No.
Oh, well. Exactly.
Yeah. All right. Y'all take it easy.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
All right.
People want to get a hold of you, James.
Don't.
Do we
Or
really
do.
need to do that? I mean, I think people got it by now.
Come see me at the Critters and More Expo. I should probably learn. It's a long ass name, but
This
Come see
restaurant is called Rodeo Goat.
Rodeo Goat.
Do they have goat on the menu?
I mean, it's a hamburger is their picture, but they got a Royale with cheese. Oh, you're not a quick Tarantino fan.
Yeah, I never really watched that movie. I know the movie, but I never watched it.
No, they have like hamburgers.
So they just like weird ass names.
They're saying they're the greatest burger of all time.
Yeah, they've got one called like the Hot Bastard and the Marvin Zindler burger. This is great. I might have to order from them.
They need a fat bastard.
They got Billy Gibbons.
Got a side of baby back ribs on the fat bastard. I want my baby back. I want my baby back. Julie. I love that.
He's going to be doing that for the rest of the night now. Thanks so much.
I love that movie. Anyways, all right. I will reach out to all the people that y'all suggested over the next week, and hopefully I can get somebody for next week.
Yep.
And then, yeah, check us out. If you want to go on a cruise, we're still going on a cruise. You can book a cruise, go with us. I mean, don't expect to see us that often.
We're not going to do anything with you. We'll just see you occasionally.
Yeah,
it's really a vacation for you that we're all on.
We'll eat like dinner or something together.
Yeah.
We'll get all you can eat burgers at Guy Fieri's burger place.
There you go.
It's going to be such a waste. I'm not going to be able to eat all I can eat.
Sure you can.
This fucking medicine's going to keep us.
Just don't take it that week.
Maybe not. I'll just risk losing a foot for a week.
You'll be fine. 1 week is if I can go off of it for almost 2 weeks after my surgery and it not adjust my numbers that much.
Can you stop?
Sorry, you'll be okay.
All right. Yep, that's it. We'll see y'all next week.
Bye.
Good night. I need